What does Multiversus have planned once it returns in 2024? Well, luckily I can give many answers to that question. So I went around collecting as many pieces of data mine info and compiled it all into this one simple video for your viewing pleasure. Things like characters, stages, costumes, etc, etc. There's going to be many things that we go over in this video. So this is going to be your spoiler warning. If you don't want to have surprises ruined for yourself, now is the time to click off of the video. Let's begin. Let's start off with the character portion of the video. So up first, in no particular order, our friendly neighborhood data miner friend Lysol did tell us at one point the Powerpuff Girls will be coming to Multiverses in the re-release. There was a string that was added called the Powerpuff Girls. So if you're a fan of the trio, well then good news, they're coming to the game. The only information we don't quite have is if they're going to be a 3-in-1 character or a 3-as-1 character. We don't quite know that yet, so we'll just have to wait and see, like everything else in this video, what ends up happening. But Powerpuff Girls were planned to be a playable character or characters in Multiverses. Next character, Marceline from Adventure Time. Now this one's got a little bit of a gray area to it, so I'll try to explain it very quickly. A YouTuber by the name of Papagenos famously told the Multiverses community that he wanted to earn our trust. So the way he was going to do that was giving us information, and that information was supposed to come true, and then we trust him. Sounds fair, right? Well, the information he gave us was Joker was going to be revealed at the Game Awards in 2022. That didn't happen, so people just don't believe him, and I'm not here for that. But Papagenos ended up claiming after that fact that Marceline was coming to the game as a playable character. This wasn't in the data mine file, so I'm not sure how he knew this. Maybe he has his own source. I can't fact check that, but I'm just going based off what he says. But the interesting thing is Tony Wynn, the game director of Multiverses, happened to chime in over on Twitter because he's seen all the commotion going on with Marceline talk at the time, and he ran a poll asking Marceline's default outfit, what should it be? And of course Tony did say, look, I'm not saying Marceline's gonna be a playable character, but I'm just kind of curious here. So he ran the poll, what should excuse me, what should her default outfit be? Gray shirt or red shirt? Red shirt ended up winning by slim margins, but look at that, over 19,000 votes for it, so pretty cool. So there's a chance Marceline could be coming as a playable character to Multiverses. Next character, Pickle Rick. Yeah, that Pickle Rick. At one point, he's supposed to just be an alternate costume. But then I guess development said, no, let's make Pickle Rick his own character. So why do we think he's his own character or an Echo Fighter? Or I think it's better put as a semi-Echo Fighter. So there was a big thread that was an information dump that was given to us. The information was Pickle Rick's entire moveset. I'm not going to go over every single one of those. I made a separate video on that, so if you want to find that, it's up on the channel somewhere. But basically it said, Pickle Rick, here's his moveset, and here's what he's going to do. There are some moves that are similar to what Rick Sanchez does in Multiverses, but there are differences, like complete differences. Like he does like a flip kick, and then he fires off one of the screws from his screw gun, right? We all remember the Pickle Rick episode. So there are differences. Pickle Rick does appear to be a playable character, a semi-Echo Fighter, if you will. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes, but odds are Pickle Rick in some form is going to be in Multiverses. Next character, the Joker from the Batman, the animated series. So even before the YouTuber Papagenos mentioned the Joker, a few months earlier, our friendly neighborhood data miner friend Lysol actually posted voice lines of the Joker in Multiverses online. I cannot play that audio because I would probably get in trouble, so I don't want to get in trouble. But basically, audio was posted, and the audio of Joker sounds very, very similar to Mark Hamill's Joker. So we could be getting the iconic voice with the iconic character, which would be so cool. So if you're a fan of the Joker, yeah, he's coming to the game. Plus, we've had many other data mines since of names of Joker's moves, names of Joker's perks. So the Joker's happening. So if you're a fan of that, good for you. He's coming to the game. Next character, Godzilla himself. Now, hold on. Before you get your hopes too high about Godzilla, I do want to make a note that Godzilla was only a concept that had work put into it, but was never a guaranteed thing. Godzilla would be classified as a third-party character. So if Multiversus made that happen, they would have to negotiate for the rights. So odds are they were just kind of having fun with the Godzilla type of character. And maybe they were, this is them building up what the character could look like in game, and then they were going to pitch it as, like, hey, here's what he would look like, here's how he plays. Are you okay with that? What do you want changed? So Godzilla, third-party character, but he was a concept only that had work put into it. In fact, some of the moves are his stomp, his drop kick, his lob attack, spawn a building, and then some sort of breath attack. I wonder if that would be atomic breath. Obviously it would, but Godzilla had work put into him, and eventually Godzilla in the files was changed to unused character. So maybe he gets revisited in the future because Godzilla is having a lot of success in the box office right now. He's got a brand new Godzilla and Kong movie coming out next year, so maybe that ties in. Or maybe, I'm huffing a little bit of that copium, or maybe too much of it. But either way, Godzilla was at least at one point worked on, so perhaps it gets revisited in the future. And then again, maybe it doesn't. Next character is a little bit of a question mark, but we do know the series or the franchise it would come from. The Goonies. Now, the Goonies character is it should be either Data or Sloth, and there might be a little bit more evidence to point towards Data, and that would be because there was a floor slick item that was found in Season 2's update, which is one of Data's inventions, and then Data also has a grappling hook, which is kind of, well, why is that important? Because Tony had a tweet. I don't know if I have it on screen. I'd probably not. But Tony basically had some tweet of like he was swinging from the ceilings on a grappling hook or something like that. So a lot of people kind of tied the two together. But in the files, it was shown that the Goonies had some strings in the files of the game. So there's a chance at least one Goonies character could be playable at some point. Next character, Samurai Jack. I don't have the original tweet. I cannot find it because I think it was from Lysol's other account, if I'm not mistaken, the one that got banned. So basically, Samurai Jack was data mined in the files of the game as a playable character. Hooray! So the tweet that I'm going to show you kind of spoils something for a little bit later about stages, but basically says if Aku's Mountain comes to the game, well, it'll come when Jack drops in the game as well as a playable character, playable character with a stage from his own series. That makes sense. Otherwise, he's still got the WB Water Tower stage, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit, but Samurai Jack has been data mined for the game. And rounding things off on the character side of things for the video, 3 final characters, even though there's 4 in this tweet. But the 3 characters, Beetlejuice, Raven from Teen Titans, and the Wicked Witch from The Wizard of Oz. Yeah, some interesting choices there. Beetlejuice, not bad. Raven, pretty cool. Wicked Witch, kind of a weird choice, but maybe you need those weird choices, right? Every game needs those kind of oddball picks to keep us on our toes. So anyway, it does say that they are likely unfinished. And this tweet was from a while ago, but they had work done on them. Raven apparently had work done on her as well for the character. So they're in the files of the games. So if you're a fan, at least there's a lot more hope. Now moving on to the stages that are coming to the game, or at least that were planned to be coming to the game. So Lysol does tell us that Trophies Room Stage 3, and we have a concept art of what this was supposedly gonna look like. So as you can see here, it looks like it's 5 individual floating platforms. I don't think the fan base or the community would have been too high. I don't think they would have appreciated this one. There's too many gaps all over the place, especially if you're doing a 2v2 and you can just fall everywhere. Just from the concept art itself, the platforms don't look big enough, so it would kind of be a little chaotic, maybe somewhat messy. So maybe it's good that this possibly got scrapped, but at one point this was at least planned for the game, so maybe they revisit it and kind of change some things up. We'll have to wait and see, but it was at least planned, or there was an idea for it at one point. Next stage is for the Powerpuff Girls. We talked about them as a playable character. Well, guess what? They should be getting a stage called Townsville. Now, Townsville is going to be joining the game with the Powerpuff Girls, and apparently Townsville stage is going to be in 2 phases. So my best guess from the information that was given, and again, this is just a guess, Townsville starts off nice and pleasant, butterflies and rainbows in the background, sunny day, and then, I don't know, some villain or bad guy comes in and starts trashing the town, and then the stage might transform or kind of, break apart a little bit or whatever might happen. But 2 phases for a Townsville stage, sign me up. Next one is kind of a gray area. We're not entirely sure what this could be. It could be a stage. It could just be maybe a banner, but it's called Mask Island and it's from the Steven Universe franchise. So Lysol does kind of tell us, you know, hey, it was brought to Lysol's attention. It might just be a banner. It could go both ways. There's no confirmation of it being a stage or a banner, but there is a string in the game for under the Steven Universe folder titled Mask Island. So we'll have to wait and see. If you're a Steven Universe fan, do you think, I don't even know what Mask Island is, to be honest. So any Steven Universe fans, do you think Mask Island could actually be a stage? Is it an actual location? Is it a place? I don't know, but it's in the files. And the final two stages, we already talked about this with Samurai Jack, but the WB Water Tower stage, you know, the Animaniacs home, yep, that one. And then Aku's Mountain apparently is going to be a stage as well. So, you know, we got some ideas for some stages coming to the game. A lot of these sound pretty enticing, except maybe that Trophies Stage 3. I didn't like that one myself. Maybe other people do, and if you do, cool, good for you, good for you. But overall, at least it appears 5 other stages have been worked on or were planned at some point before the game was taken offline, and who knows what they've been cooking up since then. But either way, there's the stages that we know of. Now for costumes. This one's gonna be kind of a weird one. So here's a post on Twitter from a user that goes by the name of MVS Donk Donk, and they basically tell us, here's a list of characters. I'll put the tweet up on screen for you guys, but here's a list of characters, and here's the known skins that we know of for said characters that are like unreleased, but they're in the files of the game. So that's kind of cool. There's several characters on there. And now I'm going to post this little mock-up that was made of said skin. So we got a couple for Rick and Morty in their mech suits. We got a Dr. Harleen Quinzel, a couple for Steve. Actually, like there's 3 for Steven Universe. We got the old, I forget the Superman one, but I forget the name of it, but it's a Superman skin. Couple Tom. Did the cowboy one ever get released? I don't think that ever did for Tom and Jerry, but Wonder Woman with her golden armor. The Arya Stark one. We got Bruce Wayne. We got a Clark Kent. We got a Gremlin one. What's his name? Stripe. He's got something. Fiona, apparently. We already talked about the Echo Fighter Pickle Rick. Apparently Nubia as well as could be coming as an Echo Fighter. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. I don't have too much information to share on that, but you know, there's a little bit of a mock-up for some alternate costumes that will be coming to the game. Couple more alternate costumes. These ones are for LeBron James. No pictures, sorry, can't show them. But Amazon Defense LeBron, I think that might be from Space Jam 2. Again, I think I could be completely wrong, but I think that's where that is from. And then there is a warm-up LeBron as well. Sadly, there's no Sprite Cranberry LeBron, which I think we all agree that's needed. You just, you know, don't have Sprite. Just give him the holiday, the winter vest, whatever that was called. Just give him that as an alternate costume. Everybody would buy that, right? And then one final one here for Jake from Adventure Time. There was a zombie Jake that was planned, so you know, there's not much more to say on that. A zombie Jake skin was planned. Maybe it comes to the game, maybe it doesn't. Things could change, or maybe they stay the same. Now to end off the video, we're just going to talk about some random sort of stuff for the game. So this first one could be big. Emphasis on could. There's no guarantee here, but first things first. Multiverses may be moving to Unreal Engine 5 per the what are we looking for section on their UI designer job opening listing. As you can see, it's clearly highlighted. Knowledge and experience with working in Unreal Engine 5 and common UI. So could Multiverses be getting an engine upgrade for the game? That would be phenomenal. And you know, if it takes them a little bit longer, you know, say we don't get the game until, I don't know, middle of 2024. If it's moving to Unreal Engine 5, sign me up. I will wait a little bit longer, but as long as they give us information along the way, right? So it could be, again, could be, it's not a guarantee, but it's interesting to note. And next up, the netcode for the game. The rollback netcode is going to be supposedly vastly superior than what it was, because they ended up hiring a combat engineer for such a thing. And they got the little description of the guy that's working on it. His name is Michael Hamilton, and he shares that he's starting a new position as the senior software engineer at Player First Games. He's going to be working on Multiversus, helping him build out their updated and deterministic combat engine to support proper rollback netcode. So, you know, hey, we all know how the online kind of played. A couple days it seemed like it was okay, and then other days you were bouncing all around the stage and you're like, what is even happening? So that is definitely a big priority. They're hiring people for it, so fantastic stuff. And the final thing for the video, who remembers Founders Packs? Well, they're gone, but I bring them up because apparently we're going to be getting other things like Founders Packs, and I believe these are just called like, do we have the name of it? Here's the tweets, by the way. So basically, there's going to be new packs that you can buy, and apparently, along with the rewards that are going to be in these packs, you might get some Gleamium. You might get like a premium battle pass token. Starter packs. There we go. That's what they're called. So the first pack apparently is going to contain 1,000 Gleamium. As you guys can read the rest, but it appears that they have more of these bundles that you can pay real money and then get in-game stuff with. So we'll have to wait and see how this one develops. But you know, the Founders Packs were big for Multiverses, right? It was a free game, and yet it dominated and became the #1 best-selling game, the #1 best-selling game when it was released, and it was free, and it was topping the charts of paid games. So they raked in a ton of money with that. So you can understand why they want to go back to that. So either way, it's just in-game currency. It's just Gleamium. So it's not hurt nobody. It's not a pay-to-win game, right? But that is all that I got for this one. Hope you all enjoyed. And maybe if you guys like this enough, I'll try to scrounge up some more information for part 2, but we'll have to see how that plays out. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I guess I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.